get a little exciting in the ring when you get into these six-man tag team matches.
Out of a couple of, about a month or so ago. Hey, I want to tell you something. I said there's going to be a surprise. Neil Drummond, you're not here tonight, and you want to know why, Ed Carl? I brought myself up with Jonathan Sayers, an investigator from the United States. Show him the badge, brother.
And an investigator.
I'm a special investigator from here to investigate Neil Drummond and unjust fines, and there will be a stop to it.
On unjust fines.
That's right.
I don't want to, confuse you too much, but this is Canada, and I don't know whether you're legal here.
I am, Ed Carr, believe me.
He's legal everywhere, and there's hospital documents to prove it. Tell him, Jonathan.
Oh, yeah, you got that right, Dan. You got that right. You know, Ed Carl.
This is a setup somehow.
Just listen to me, Ed Carl. I feel like I'm caught in the middle of a soap opera here by the UWA, and as the plot thickens, you people out there know that the Gentleman J is getting a bum rap. They've taken my license away, but it won't be long before I get it back. Isn't that right, Dan?
How about the travel agency we're opening up? Hey, Rocky De La Sera, next week you've got a title shot with Sweet Daddy Stelson. Well, let me tell you something, brother. I hear there's a sale on luggage, and Sayers and Denton here, we're going into the travel agency business. We're going to book a few trips. Maybe it's time for you to relax a little bit. Yeah. You just keep your eyes open, De La Sera, because if you get the belt, fine. Then you're a man. If you don't, why don't you take a vacation? Learn to relax a little bit. Your brain's going. There's something wrong.
Maybe take up something a little less strenuous than wrestling. Maybe something like table tennis or something of that matter, De La Sera. I think our good friend Singh's got a couple words.
Okay, that's a few. That's
he
it.
says, as the English major here, Ed Carl, I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you exactly what he said. He said, Gentleman J got such a bum rap, and it's only going to be a short while before he's back managing in the UWA. The prediction as it goes by Dory Singh. That's what he said.
I think the time has come. I've had this around for a little while, and it was given to me by one of the fans, and it was. You can see what it is here. It's moron ringworm repellent, and it says on the bottom.
Nothing to do with me. It's more.
Right on the bottom. Read a little further.
Carl, if you've got ringworms,
what do you mean, Fat Fuzzy? It's also good for Fat Fuzzy.
Also good on Fat Fuzzy. I'm going to see whether it works. I think it works. I think it works. Would you like to say another word?
And I appreciate all my people that come here to watch me at Scorpy.
Right there.
And I appreciate keep watching my matches.
Versus Hoss the Boss Taylor and Chris the Kid Nevada. You can see them coming out here right now. That's Taylor and Nevada. Our referee for this match is Neil Drummond. And coming into the ring momentarily, Laser Jack Smith and the Black Raiden. We'll tell you more about these two in just a few moments when they get into the ring. Laser Jack Smith and the Black Raiden. The Raiden from Texarkana, Arkansas. 280 pounds, 6'3". And Jonathan Sayers trying to convince me earlier that the Black Raiden was his little brother. You can expect that, of course, from John Sayers. He says things like that. We learn to ignore him. Nothing serious. And Jack Smith getting into the ring.
Well, Ed Carl, it is so nice to be back in the UWA, back behind the mic of the voice box. For 2 weeks, the people had to go through the nausea of that big fool, Mr. Cool. But don't worry, the voice Mauro Ranallo is back. And you know what, Ed Carl, looking up in this match right now, this Black Raiden, I think I have a warning for Mr. John Tenta. I'd ask John Tenta to watch this match very, very closely because I don't know, but I have a feeling that this Black Raiden might just be setting his sights on Mr. Tenta.
Well, it's possible, I suppose, but I never get too worried about who's coming into the ring against Big John Tenta. That doesn't excite me too much.
Well, especially now after that, like I was saying, Mr. Cool, Mr. Al Tomko, they're giving him the belt. I mean, without even wrestling, Ed Carl. I mean, have you ever heard of anything so ludicrous in your life?
Well, I guess the guy didn't show up, and let's face it, I mean, he probably took one look at Tenta and decided to disappear.
Ed Carl, don't you mark my words, Sweet Daddy Sampson is going to give Mr. Tenta one heck of a match when they finally do meet inside the ring.
Well, you're looking here at the Black Raiden.
A good side-to-side suplex there by the Raiden.
This is no little guy, 280 pounds, 6'3". Gets the tag in for Laser Jack Smith. I lost my statistics somewhere for Jack Smith, but he's not exactly a lightweight either.
No, he comes out of the Texas area there, Ed Carl. He grew up in the bars and saloons actually down there in Texas, so he's had his share of brawls, mark my words, and he knows how to brawl it with the best.
Well, right now it looks like the kid Nevada getting the worst part of that. The kid is 6 foot tall, 220 pounds.
I have some advice for the kid Nevada. I'd get myself into a gym if I were him, Ed Carl. Start pumping some of those weights, because if he has to face the likes of the Black Raiden and Dr. D, Jan Denton, and the likes of them, he's going to get a lesson, believe you me.
Well, I can tell you, it sure doesn't help when you get the double teaming that you saw there just a moment ago.
Oh, good knee lift there by Raiden. You know, Ed Carl, when I wasn't on the voice box for the past 2 weeks, I had so much mail given to me in support of my show, you know, getting me back behind the microphone. I have
You
a
got
guy,
a letter, did you?
Yes, actually, Jerome Lushka from Port Alberni wants to even start a fan club, Ed Carl. Believe it or not.
My goodness gracious.
And I have received mail from Ontario. I didn't think they had brains in Ontario.
Wait a minute. There's one thing I've noticed right here is the handwriting and the stamps are exactly the same on all of the envelopes.
What are you getting at?
Look, say it for yourself. The handwriting. Can't believe it. Moron Ronaldo
Carl, I
writes
get
his own
tons of
fan
mail in
mail.
support
I
of
can't
me.
believe
Tons
it.
of mail.
However,
Everyone
if you'd
loves
like
me.
to drop a line, we'd love to hear from you. All-Star Wrestling, Post Office Box 4700, Vancouver, BC, V6B 4A3. There's the address on the screen. You can send it along. Yes, you can even send it to the Moron. Or yours truly, Ed Carl, or any one of your favorite wrestlers. All-Star Wrestling, Post Office Box 4700, Vancouver, BC, V6B 4A3. We really love to hear from you, and I've never seen anyone before who writes all his own fan mail until I met Moron Renardo.
Ed Carl, now you better listen to me, and you better listen to me good.
Oh.
People love me, Ed Carl. I mean, look at how good looking I am, Ed Carl. I mean, you have to admit I am a very, very good looking individual.
Well, I don't have to admit that, and I won't, but did you see what they just did to Haas?
Well,
Haas, the boss?
You can place a bet that Haas Taylor ain't going to be good looking after this match. The shots he's taken to the head. Oh, and a beautiful move there by the Black Raiden. Standing splash, and I think this could be it.
That could be it very easily. It is. That is it. It's good night, the boss Taylor.
This Black Raiden is going to be a force to reckon with in the UWA, just like the voice Mauro Ranallo is all your pleasure.
There's the first look you get at the Black Raiden, and I can tell you he looks pretty good. We'll go to ringside. Again, we've had the Black Raiden around for a little while, but that's the first time. I forgot to bring along my fly swatter.
Well, you know, Ed Carl, I don't even want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is my man right here. This man right here. What a man. You saw him take care of these two dudes out here tonight. Now I've got the rock and roll and Punjab soul. I ought to sing a little, and we'll really
roll and Punjab soul.
We're gonna really get down, Ed Carl. He's gonna play a little tune.
He ever got a two-string guitar, he'd really have a lot of trouble, wouldn't he?
And we're really gonna go to town. But now back to serious business. Tonight there's a lot of titles on the line. This man right here, Dory Singh, the champion of India, I might add, is going to team up with Michelle Starr, and they're going to put down the frog and this buzzing bee or whatever he calls himself.
Krogan, Buzz Krogan.
They're going to put him down for the count and right out of professional wrestling. And you can count on that because the gentleman doesn't lie. The gentleman never tells a lie. And you know, Ed Carl, I take great exception to you coming out here and trying to make sport of me on national television. A person of my stature doesn't have to put up with that. Now, you just keep your damn fly swatters out of my face. There's no flies in my beard. No flies going to land on me. No flies going to land on my wrestlers. Because when the dust
Maybe I can bring out that fly spray again.
When the dust clears, Ed Carl, we're going to have all the belts. We're going to have all the titles.
I don't know whether I can believe any of this stuff, but I know there's some pretty heavy matches coming up here. And, of course, Tiger Dory Singh, no question, is, well, he is. He's a champion. He's been a champion before, and I know he can have some very tough matches, but I don't like the dirty work that's going to go on in the background because you're involved.
I'd like to take one moment here to talk about John Tenda. You know, John Tenda, if you would come out here, and humble yourself a little. Yes, humble yourself a little.
He was here a minute ago.
Maybe, just maybe, I would take you under my wing, and show you a little guidance, show you what it takes to become a real champion, show you what it takes to become a real man. Never mind all that sissy Suma stuff, never mind all that football stuff. Just come down tonight. Come down tonight.
I don't know. I think we're running out of time here, John. We're running out of time here on All-Star Wrestling. I think we've got one more match to go. We'll be back right after these words. We're going to get one more match in here, see what we can do. It's time to get out of here. We'll have a duration match coming up here as soon as we can get everybody clear of what is going on here. This will be a duration match. Danny Denton or whatever in these interviews, but you're always here.
Yeah, he's got something he wants to say right off the top. Go ahead.
I just want to say one thing here, Carl. You look at the greatest black sumo wrestler ever in the world. And I just
Hold it. The greatest black sumo wrestler? I've never seen a black sumo wrestler.
Well, you looking at one right here, the first and only. And all I can say is, oh, Sweet Daddy Sounds will leave enough for John Tennant for me, because I'm going to show him what sumo is all about. Tell him about it, Doctor.
Black sumo wrestler.
Listen to me, Frog! Buzz Grogan! I'll give you guys some credit. You've won some matches out here, but you haven't won some matches against myself and that man right there, because you're looking at two wrestling machines, brother.